Did you know there are two secret island regions that actually belong to Portugal? Yes, it's true. They're known as the autonomous regions of Portugal. In this video, I'm going to explain everything you need to know about these two fascinating island regions. And stick around until the end, because I'll share a surprising fact that connects one of these islands to Cristiano Ronaldo. So, what does autonomous region actually mean? It's basically an area within a country that can make its own decisions on local stuff, like schools, transport, or local laws, while still being part of the main country. The big things, like defense and foreign policy, are still handled by the central government. So, what are the names of these two autonomous regions of Portugal? They're called the Azores and Madeira. The Azores is an archipelago located right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It's about 1,370 kilometers away from mainland Portugal. Madeira, on the other hand, is in a very different spot compared to the Azores. It's actually much closer to the African continent than to Europe. Madeira is around 950 kilometers from the nearest part of Portugal, but only about 670 kilometers from the coast of Morocco. The Azores archipelago is made up of 9 volcanic islands. Among them, São Miguel is the largest, with an area of about 744.6 square kilometers. Altogether, the Azores cover around 2,327 square kilometers. According to recent estimates, the total population across all 9 islands is around 236,000 people. São Miguel is the most populated island, with around 140,000 people living there. It's also home to the largest city in the Azores, Ponta Delgada, which is considered the capital of the archipelago. Now let's talk about Madeira. The Madeira archipelago is a bit smaller than the Azores and consists of 4 islands, but only 2 of them are inhabited. The total area of all 4 islands is about 800.1 square kilometers. The main island, also called Madeira, is the largest and has a population of around 250,000. The other inhabited island, Porto Santo, has about 5,000 people. Interestingly, Madeira Island is more densely populated than mainland Portugal. Madeira has a population density of 337 people per square kilometer, compared to 115 people per square kilometer on the mainland. So how did these 2 island archipelagos become part of Portugal? For that, we need to travel back to the 15th century, during the time of the Age of Discovery. The Azores were first spotted by Portuguese sailors during this period. According to historians, parts of the Azores were discovered by Diogo de Silva in 1427. A few years later, in 1432, Gonçalo Velho Cabral rediscovered the Azores and also discovered São Miguel Island. At the time of their arrival, all the islands were uninhabited, at least as far as they could see. But interestingly, archaeologists have recently found evidence of human activity on the Azores dating back to around 700 to 900 AD. This suggests that Viking sailors may have landed on some of the Azores Islands long before the Portuguese arrived. Now for Madeira, this archipelago was discovered even earlier, in 1419, by Portuguese explorers João Gonçalves Zarco and Tristão Vaz Teixeira, under the sponsorship of Prince Henry the Navigator. The first island they found was Porto Santo, and then, a year later, they discovered the main Madeira Island. Just like the Azores, Madeira was also uninhabited when the Portuguese arrived. However, archaeologists have recently found evidence of ancient forest fires caused by humans dating between 700 and 1000 AD. This hints that Vikings or other ancient seafarers may have briefly visited these islands too. After these islands were discovered, Prince Henry the Navigator began the process of colonizing them. Settlement in the Azores started around 1439, while Madeira's colonization began earlier, around 1420. People were brought over from mainland Portugal, and the early settlers introduced sugarcane farming, which later expanded to include vineyards. From the time they were discovered, both the Azores and Madeira became Portuguese territories. Then, after the Carnation Revolution in 1974, which restored democracy in Portugal, both archipelagos were granted autonomy. They officially became autonomous regions of Portugal in 1976 under the country's new constitution. So, why did these 2 island archipelagos become autonomous regions of Portugal? instead of just regular districts? Well, it mostly comes down to their geographic distance, unique cultures, and specific economic needs. Since they're located over 900 kilometers from mainland Portugal, trying to govern them directly from Lisbon would be pretty inefficient. By giving them autonomy, it allows for local decision-making while still keeping them fully part of Portugal and the European Union. Each region has its own government and parliament, which lets them handle local matters like education, transport, and tourism. So basically, autonomy helps these islands govern themselves more effectively. It's a smart balance between local control and national unity. Even though these two island archipelagos are part of the European Union, their climate is totally different from most other EU countries. The Azores have a mild and rainy climate. Summers are warm, usually between 22 to 26 degrees Celsius, and winters are cool, around 14 to 17 degrees Celsius. You'll find lots of clouds, fog, and rain, especially in the mountainous areas. Because of its green hills and volcanic landscapes, people often call it the Hawaii of the Atlantic. Madeira, on the other hand, is warmer and sunnier. It has a pleasant climate all year round, with summer temperatures around 24 to 26 degrees Celsius, and winter temps between 16 and 18 degrees Celsius. The north side of the island gets more rain, while the south side is dry and sunny. That's why Madeira is often nicknamed the Island of Eternal Spring. Let's talk a bit about the economy and main industries of these two archipelagos. The Azores have a small, nature-based economy. Dairy farming, fishing, and agriculture are super important here. They're known for products like cheese, pineapples, and even tea. Tourism is growing too, especially for people looking for nature getaways and whale-watching adventures. The islands also receive support from the European Union, and Terceira Island is home to a strategic air base used by both Portugal and the US for military operations. Meanwhile, Madeira has a more tourism-driven economy. People visit for the warm weather, beautiful views, and relaxed vibe. It's also famous for Madeira wine, which has been a well-known export for centuries. The island grows flowers and tropical fruits like bananas, and the port city of Funchal is a popular stop for cruise ships. Lately, Madeira has also become a hotspot for digital nomads, offering a calm lifestyle and fast internet. Of course, farming and public services still play an important role in the local economy too. Let's take a look at the culture and traditions that make the Azores and Madeira truly special. The Azores have a strong religious and rural culture. One of the most important celebrations is the Holy Spirit Festival, which features parades, music, and shared meals in every town. People love their folk music and traditional dances, and when it comes to food, expect plenty of seafood, stewed meat, cheese, and of course, pineapples. You'll also find beautiful handicrafts like embroidery and pottery being made and used in everyday life. Madeira, on the other hand, is known for its vibrant festivals, colorful flowers, and world-famous Madeira wine. The Flower Festival and New Year's fireworks in Funchal draw visitors from all over the world. Local traditions here also include folk music, dancing, and mouth-watering dishes like espetada and bolo do caco. And let's not forget, Madeiran embroidery is famous worldwide for its craftsmanship and beauty. Alright, now let's jump into some fun and unique facts about the Azores and Madeira. You probably didn't know these. Let's start with the Azores. The tallest mountain in Portugal is actually not on the mainland. It's in the Azores. It's called Mount Pico, and it's on Pico Island. It stands 2,351 meters high. On São Miguel Island, in a place called Furnas, people actually cook food using volcanic heat. They bury pots in the hot ground and let the natural steam cook the food slowly. This traditional dish is called Cozido das Furnas. And here's another cool one. Europe's oldest tea plantation is also in São Miguel. It's been making tea since 1883, and it's still active today. Visitors can go see how the tea is made. Now, let's look at some facts about Madeira. Here's that cool fact you were probably waiting for. Did you know Cristiano Ronaldo was born here? He's from Funchal, the capital of Madeira Island. There's even a CR7 museum in the city, full of his trophies and memories. And the airport is named after him too. It's called Cristiano Ronaldo International Airport. Also, Madeira wine has a fun place in history. It was used to celebrate the signing of the Declaration of Independence in the USA back in 1776. And just a few days before the U.S. Constitution was signed, the Founding Fathers gathered at the City Tavern in Philadelphia, and they drank 54 bottles of Madeira wine during that event. So now you know everything you need to know about these two secret Portuguese islands. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe, like, and watch other videos on my channel. See you in the next video.